the narcotic submarine that was found in Russia. I've been looking at that and comparing it to some of the other submarines that are found in places like Colombia and Ecuador. One of the most interesting ones I was looking at was a copy of a German submarine from World War II called a Seehund, which is what they call and it's a midget submarine. But it's a lot different than the ones that you guys see on the TV, the ones that are made out of fiberglass or cast polyresin and all that kind of stuff. Those are quasi-submersibles. They're made so they just barely sit under the surface of the water, but the Seehund would have been an actual submersible. Could have gone actually underwater for a decent amount. The picture on the front of this is actually the Russian Narco sub that they found. Now, looking at that, I don't mind saying this out loud. There was a submarine called the Illuminaut, and it went down to the bottom of the Great Marianas Trench, and then it came back. That Russian submarine, the way that they designed it and put it together, it had a thicker hull than the Illuminaut. They said it was primarily steel construction. That is not made for narcotics. There's no way. That's a deep sea submersible those guys are making. You're not going to be delivering cocaine to the Great Marianas Trench, especially not to the very bottom. I mean, what good does it do you? So whatever purpose they had for it, nefarious or otherwise, drug dealing was not it. Now, motivationally speaking, the investment required for something like that and time and man hours is phenomenal. As far as they got along in it, they definitely had some influence and some access to toys that most of us would not have access to. But looking at the hull that they designed and the way that they were putting it together, yeah, they could have gone even deeper than the bottom of the Great Marianas Trench. That thing has a thick hull, like really, really thick. We talk about the glass on the Illuminaut, we're talking about glass that's 9 inches thick almost. And this submarine has a hull that's probably about 9 inches thick of steel. That's insane. What could you possibly need 9 inches thick worth of steel for on a submarine? How would you get it up and out of the water again? I mean, there's obviously stuff there that's not being looked at. Either it's a tether for a larger vessel and it's going to be dropped, via some lines, or it's obviously not something that was ever meant to be run under its own power. It's obviously not something that can be dived in without assistance. I don't know. I guess when I see something that looks out of the ordinary, I want to say something. Now, when I was getting into my submarines, part of the reason for that is to learn what parts need to be pressure sensitive on something like that, so that I could learn to make lighter materials and utilize lighter materials. My whole idea behind all of that is just basic safety. As we know, they're trying to run homeless people out into the sea here in the United States. That'd be easier to do if we were equipped to go out onto the sea. Once we're on the sea, we still have to worry about the same things as anywhere else, the weather. None of the stuff that I design is designed to go fast. Well, some of it is designed to break away at high speed, but it's not designed to go fast. Like ejectable cockpit for supersonic flight. That's obviously going fast, but I designed it so that it would be stabilized immediately on release from the main vehicle. That way it doesn't do what a centrifuge does to you. If y'all have ever had a bucket and you swung your arm around real fast while there's liquid in the bucket, and you notice all the water stays around in the bottom of the bucket, yeah, that's centrifugal force. If you start tumbling at high speed, that's what's going to happen to everything inside you. But when I did the trash treasures thing, I noticed the military technologies are terribly inefficient. So everything that I designed for that, I basically had to redesign something totally new for civilian use, because I mean, really, what am I going to do with a 38-ton tank? That doesn't do me any good. I looked at the H-1B Cobra. I like the thing that they're doing with the Firewatch, and using the infrared and a bunch of sensors on it to be able to find hot spots and direct firemen into exactly where the fire is at, things of that nature, which is really cool. But again, one of the things I learned while I was studying that stuff is it's all terribly inefficient. And that's something about a Narco submarine. They're not inefficient at all. They're made for the basic necessities to do what they need to do and be done with it. What they had in Russia, that's I'd venture to say $2 to $3 million worth of materials, more than they would have actually needed if it was just a narcotic submarine. They could have built 30 to 50 Seahoon type submarines for what they spent on that, what appears to be a deep sea explorer. Who knows? Alright, you know how we end these videos. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.